Jim, I'm telling you right now, if I catch you in my garbage again, there will be legal ramifications. Yeah, good night. I missed you. I hope you've been having a good week. Hope you've been having a good time. Got a little something for you. Got another little discussion for you on the couch. And this time, we made a little more room. Get some chips, some popcorn, maybe even a nice cup of joe. Pull up alongside us and get comfortable. Come take a load off with your favorite 1.5 men.
I like Daniel Radcliffe.
I think he's a strange man.
Why?
Anyone who gives 8 years of their life of childhood to a production company is a little strange, don't you think? Don't you think he grew up a little strange?
I think he grew up strange, absolutely.
Like, I see him in interviews. I mean, he's still, like, he didn't have what I consider a normal childhood.
Of course not, but for a child star, he's pretty normal. He's not out there, like, doing, like, Ezra Miller stuff and, like, breaking people's
I like
homes
Ezra Miller.
She, like, chokes out, like, ladies.
I like him.
And he's literally a psycho.
I can relate.
He's literally... No, you're not dangerous. You're not like
I don't think Ezra Miller's dangerous either.
He's broken into people's homes and choked people out.
He's not actually dangerous. He's just a psycho. He's a psycho who acts on his intrusive psychotic thoughts in a way, but I don't think he's actually psychotic. Like, if he was actually psychotic, he would have killed that girl.
He didn't, because there's people there to pull him off. He was choking her out in public.
I think he's just strange. I think Ezra Miller's just troubled and weird.
You think that someone that's putting someone's hands on another individual in a public setting and literally trying to, like, choke the life out of them is I'm not dangerous?
Sure he was trying to choke the life out of her.
He was choking her out. There's a video of it.
It looked like he was like sending a message.
He had a cult too. He was a groomer.
Oh, he was definitely a groomer and a strange fuck. But he's so young. I mean, like, when you're that young, I mean, he's not in his 30s. The guy's an idiot kid.
You and I wouldn't start a cult.
But Matt, we did stupid shit too.
There's a difference between, like, yelling at the cops out of a window and then grooming children and choking out ladies.
We did worse than yelling at the cops. I mean, we never hurt anybody. We never really physically hurt anybody. But
did we start a dogma and start, like, indoctrinating children to doing sexual acts?
If I had...
No. We didn't. Is the answer. The answer is no. That never happened. And what I'm saying is that he's doing different things. I don't think he's a good person.
No, I don't think he's a good person at all. But I think he's an excellent actor. I think he's just a crazy person. I think that...
You think he's excellent? What's a good movie that he's in?
Wasn't he Perks of Being a Wallflower?
What is that movie?
It was a story about... I believe that was Ezra Miller, right? Guys, you can correct me. Wasn't he the gay man in it? And he was in love with the boy who wasn't in love with him? The wallflower who was watching. The story, I believe, goes is that it's this boy... This wallflower type boy who's does not really stand out.
What is a wallflower?
A wallflower isn't that like a person who is in the back of the page, like, he's in the back of the crowd. You don't see them.
Like, doesn't pop out to you.
Exactly.
Pretty ordinary.
It's a wallflower.
Yeah.
It's something. There's loads of them.
The common man.
There's a million of them.
Nothing special.
Exactly, and it's his story. And the perks of being a wallflower is like him in high school, and I believe Ezra Miller played the gay young man who was like his friend. I could be wrong about that. I also like him in The Flash, and I like him as the Flash. I think as a person who isn't as heroic or kind as Barry Allen, he plays an excellent Flash. If he is this crazy psychopath, then he's an even better actor for being able to get into that type of character that isn't his real psychopathic self. I also think that, having an upbringing of theater and acting and movies really warps your mind. Yeah. I think it does. I think it warps you. There's plenty of cases, people like Robert Downey Jr., who else? Wasn't Amanda Bynes going through some
Macaulay
stuff?
Culkin.
Macaulay
Culkin's a problem. Nancy Lohan.
Culkin, he's such a weird looking guy with such a weird looking
He kind of normal that a little bit.
Macaulay Culkin looks like Macaulay
I watched an interview on him the other day because he was, like, friends with Michael Jackson.
I immediately know what you're talking about.
He used to go to, like, Neverland with Michael Jackson and have sleepovers at Michael Jackson's house and stuff like that. No, he wasn't.
Jackson didn't do that?
That's exactly the whole point. He literally stated there's nothing sexual about it. They were just like... Because Michael Jackson had a horrible upbringing.
You don't think Culkin could lie?
I think he could lie, but I think that...
I think Jackson.
But he's dead now. I think he would have came out... I think at some point he would have slipped up and been like, yeah, Michael Jackson, like molested.
Does it matter? Isn't it now that he's dead that the legend even matters more?
No, because I think now they come with the documentary Leaving Neverland.
Do you think they cloned Michael Jackson.
No, because why would they?
It's Michael.
I don't see the point of like a cloning or like when they say like saving Disney's head on ice. Like, what is the end goal of that?
You could have Walt Disney draw again, and you could have Michael Jackson. You know.
But the animated industry is in complete decline. Like everything's CGI just for essentially like the point of cost. He's not going to bring him back as an artist. Even his creative.
You're right. He'll just be ahead.
Walt Disney's yeah, and Walt Disney's ideology and stuff like that doesn't match up with Disney's ideology now. Like he would be thrown out of the room at Disney if he showed up and started spouting his ideas about like supporting Nazi Germany and
but they didn't know that when they beheaded and Frozen.
Right, so if he came out of right now and he like walked into his studio, they'd be like, "Get out of here!"
But don't they need him the most right now?
They do need him because Disney's on the brink of cannibalizing itself and destroying itself. It's literally selling like 1/3 of all of its like IPs.
I love that.
Me too. I fucking hate them because
I don't hate them. I just love that they're eating themselves.
Yeah, I mean I do too. Because I think it's so.
I don't hate anybody at Disney.
I think it's very corny. I have no love for that place, like that whole like studio. Like I think people that really like corporations and like love that, like people have like a tattoo of like Mickey Mouse on them. What I think you're a weird person.
Well, I don't have any tattoos.
I'm not saying. I'm saying in just generally, like, the people that are like Disney adults, the people that go there like once a week without children and they're like 43.
You mean
No, I mean like weirdos. I mean like they could be. Also,
if you're going to Disneyland at 40 years old by yourself,
they're not all vagrants.
And I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
That's a big blanket statement.
Really?
Yes.
So we can't attack the 40-year-old Disney goers?
No, we're not
by themselves.
We mean like physically assault them?
No, I'm talking about verbally assaulting them.
Yeah. But like we're going off that with no basis. We're not like. I think there could be just a
Matt,
40-year-old...
you don't go hang out where children hang out unless you're working. Like I wouldn't go to... Like, if I didn't know any of the kids I was coaching as a coach, and I just went there to come watch...
I'm all in favor that it's
That'd
weird.
Be really strange,
I don't think that necessarily equates to like a sexual proclivity. Like I don't think it's like immediately like this person should be on a watch. I think they should be on a watch list for other reasons. There's some kind of mental block that you've gotten to this point, and you're like, oh, instead of going to invest in my 401k or I'm gonna go to the opera, I'm on Goofy's Wild Adventure. I think that there's some kind of disconnect there, but it could be trauma. It could be they're weird. They're so
weird. You're saying like Disney is like OxyContin. It's an addiction.
Yeah, it's almost like a numbing agent. I think that
it's very much like
it's an escape.
A drug.
Correct. Yeah, it's like a drug. It's like a drug.
Disney is a drug. Yeah. And it's good in moderation, but it's not too good if it's like Disney Plus.
Anything that someone is using as an actual escape, whether it be a theme park, whether it be a television show, whether it be...
But what about a book? Is a book a socially or publicly held escape that is good?
I guess
could you read mad books and say I'm addicted to books and nobody thinks that's a big deal?
No, because I think when you're reading it has a positive connotation because you're the idea is that you're educating yourself. The idea is that you're growing, but it also depends on the material. If you're reading all these books from like failed dictators and like the whatever escape like Mein Kampf.
I'll read and review Mein Kampf if one of you guys sends it to me.
Or like Escape from like the Gulag. What are the fucking Gulag? The Russian.
What, the Peterson books? The by Dostoevsky, that guy?
Yeah, but there's one where the guy's talking about like what life was actually like in the Gulag during like Stalin's era.
I know the name of that.
I think if you're reading those things religiously all the time and that's the only source of literary like influence you're taking in, like that's a little alarming. Then I would look at you and be like, what's going on? Why only this?
I think that is unfair. As an American, anyone should have any right to read whatever type of literature.
You have every right to read whatever you want. I would never say you can't.
But you would question.
I would be a little alarmed of that person. The same way you can watch Disney all day. You could watch Disney Plus's entire catalog.
What about the women who just read? I'm sorry to interrupt you again.
No.
That just read only like sex novels. Is that bad? Are they addicted to porn? The same way a man is addicted to porn. Isn't it just literal porn?
No, because it's not all that extreme. Like, if you're reading, like, 50 Shades of Grey, and you're like, oh my god, I'm getting wet at the bus stop, and this is like my only sexual manifestation that makes me feel
There's nothing wrong getting wet at the bus stop.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong getting wet at the bus stop. I'm saying that like if that is your only outlet for like some kind of like sexual expression, there could be something weird about you. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're dangerous, but I think it's a good example. I think that I remember like when 50 Shades was coming out, like it was big when we were in like high school, like middle school, and it was things like that, and it was like women writing into like Howard Stern and like other radio talk shows, and they were like, this is the only time that I felt like comfortable expressing myself and like taking my imagination to new heights. And it's like, you needed a Twilight knockoff sex book about dominatrix and submissives to express yourself, and you're never comfortable to do so beforehand, and you're 35 years old. You're weird.
Let's not knock Twilight, because that wasn't a very sexually explicit book.
But that's what
fairly.
But 50 Shades is a derivative of Twilight. You know that, right?
Really?
Yeah. The director of 50 Shades it's a Twilight fan fiction. 50 like not on like if we were to see, this is the problem. I want a computer so I can go like, hey, here's the article, and be like, oh, but I don't have it. But I bet my left foot on it. Like I'm 100% confident in that.
Okay, I'm with you on that. We can come to terms that 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight knockoff about a
fan fiction. It's a fan fiction.
About a girl getting beat up by a rich guy, and enjoying it. Listen, if you like, getting whipped when you're naked, follow us.
Your kinks are your.
That's what I think. I want the S&M people. Why not?
Like, you mean this is like our base, like our audience?
Oh no! I'm telling you, Matt. Our audience base should be towards whoever finds us interesting, and that could be like 100 people. And
I know what it's gonna be. I already know what our base. I know who you speak to.
How can you possibly know?
I know you speak to. I can tell you the demographic right now.
Tell me the demographic.
Our age demographic is gonna be like 12 years old to like
12.
Like late, because you're a gamer. You are an imaginative gamer.
I don't want to influence 12
Dude,
year olds. I'm a weirdo.
Don't tell them your ideas about how to live your life. I'm talking.
It's my job. I'm a coach.
Yeah.
Fuck. I do influence 12 year olds.
But I'm saying like I'm not saying raise them, or you're not child rearing or tell them like where their beliefs need to lie. But like they're gonna be watching your content, like watching you play games. They're gonna be watching you do a let's play like that. That's who's gonna be looking into you. Those are the people who are going to be tuning in like weekly.
Interesting.
Like, I don't think we're going to have like 40-year-old like philanthropists, like businessmen being like, these two fucking dudes on the couch are making a lot of sense. I don't think that's our demographic.
I make a lot of sense when I get my point across. I think that 40 to 60-year-old people will enjoy my content.
I don't think they know how to access what we're doing. I couldn't get on TikTok today.
Now you're insulting another demographic.
Yeah.
Are you really? And you think that I'm gonna allow you, being as the heart and soul of this content, I'm gonna allow you to lock out portions of people.
I don't want to lock out. It's just not.
Well,
I want them all.
Yeah,
I want them all.
For those of you who end up listening to this and are interested in, no matter who you are, no matter what age you are, I'm on your side if you're on my side. Does that make sense?
So what if they're against you?
Well, then go.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think it's fair.
If you're against me, you don't have to stay. Go. But if you're against me and you're interested in me and you want to have a dialogue, yeah, we can talk. We can
because
talk.
Sometimes that's the best kind of content, right? People that actively disagree with you, but they'll tune in weekly to actively disagree with you.
Yeah, if you don't like me,
hate is just
if you're a hate fucker, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're just trying to get at me. Well,
let them come.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm willing.
You're a warrior.
Well, no.
You're an animal.
I'm a savage when it comes. You know me in an argument. I don't care. You're not. It's gonna be very hard for you. No matter what data you bring, I'm gonna have my viewpoint, and it's gonna be very hard to change it.
Is this making us sound endearing or like more standoffish than anything?
I don't know, but like, listen.
This is bad.
This might be bad. We might be losing loads. I'm seeing the numbers fall. No, but who? At the same time,
we're being very combative right now.
But if I can't be at least this combative, is it gonna survive? I can't be this combative.
No,
I can't tell you.
You have to speak your mind, and we have to be able. You like this is your platform, right? Like
this is my.
You have the wheel, and you have the engine, and you have the wheels.
I know.
And you have the vehicle, and I'm just I'm just recording.
I want to be a plane instead.
Yeah, you're flying.
I want to rise.
Yeah, so we definitely don't want to like. But I think your point is that we want to take in anyone and everyone, be able to express yourself, and that's what I think is another whole channel too. I think that you have good takes on things, and at least takes that need to be heard. So it can be like just maybe like a pop culture reference, whereas like that submarine that went down into the Marianas Trench.
You want to talk about that?
I mean, I have nothing
You
more
want
than
my
just
opinion
explode.
on that?
Oh, you have an opinion?
Oh,
on
I
that?
have an opinion on
Oh,
that.
please, if you, I have nothing.
I want a version of that Joy-Con controller, whatever they had, as my like video game controller. Is that too far?
I don't even think it. Like,
is that dark?
No, it's not.
That is a little dark.
It's really like nothing related to the incident. What has to do with the actual outcome?
They went down there with the Xbox 360 console controller
Is that true?
True enough.
Jim, if you keep trying to tar and feather my wife, we're not inviting you to bingo anymore. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Yes, we're gonna get the basketball. I know we got our 3v3 with the kids down the street. I'll be right out. I'll be right out. Here we go. Hey, what you guys doing in here? Well, thanks for spending some time with us on the couch. For a little teaser, this Sunday, Eric and I are going to be wearing cowboy hats for our next video. And please, like and subscribe so you can come along with us. And we'll see you next time on the couch.